All right, we should be live via Facebook, and I'm going to hit record right now. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sunday gathering for KC Oasis. It's a good morning to be here. Thank you all for being here this morning. So this is our 5th Sunday. So instead of doing our service project as we normally would during this time, we will take this time as we did a couple months back and reflect and just connect as a community on how we are taking care of ourselves during quarantine. So that will be our featured discussion today, will be all of you discussing the questions that we have on how you're all doing that. Along with that, this morning we have Darin Seidel as our musical guest and Zoe Randolph. Is that correct, Julie?
Oh, sorry, it's Olivia. I can talk. Haha.
Oh, Olivia. I'm sorry. Or
No,
get both
okay.
of them on. That's fine with me.
They look alike. It's fine. This is Olivia. We'll talk later.
Awesome. So with that, I will ask Darin to get on and play us some lovely music, if you will. And yeah, take it away when you're ready.
All right, thank you. All right, this is an original song off of my first album from a couple years ago. It's called Darin. I never ask her where she's going. She'd never tell me anyway. When she slams the door behind her, something dies inside her. I just turn around and walk away. It's not my fault, at least that's what I tell myself. Still I know she blames it all on me. If I could start all over, take back what I told her, this wouldn't be the way things have to be. When the rain is falling and the night is calling, take these walls and tear them down, down, down. When the rain is falling, the night is calling, every night we're breaking down, 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 down. She comes back home, she throws her coat down. She never looks me in the eye. And she storms off to the bedroom where it feels just like a dead tomb. What I wouldn't give if I could make things right. But nothing I'd say ever seems to matter. In fact, it only makes things worse. So I gave up even trying, though it feels just like I'm dying. There's got to be a way to break this curse. When the rain is falling and the night is calling, take these walls and tear them down, down, down. When the rain is falling, the night is calling, every night we're breaking down, 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 down. How can we go on in a world that longs to break us down, where hope is all but gone? We're so numb we can't even feel pain anymore. When the rain is falling and the night is calling, take these walls and tear them down, down, down. When the rain is falling, the night is calling, every night we're breaking down, down, down. When the rain is falling, the night is calling, take these walls and tear them down, down, down. When the rain is falling, the night is calling, every night we're breaking down, 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 down.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope everybody heard that. All right, another one here. This is a brand new song. Not completely sure I'm done with it, but we'll call it good enough for now.
Morning breaks, just as it does every day. But again, deep within, there's a quiet discontent at play. So I rise and plant my feet on the floor. Breathe in deep, shake off sleep, and wait to see what the day has in store. But some days can knock you down and break your will. But each day I start again with hope I'm filled. When it doesn't go your way, what can you do? What can you say when at the end of the day you're left broken in shame? Trust your heart and you will find some peace of mind, 'cause at the end of the day life goes on. Well, I try my best every day to be strong, to be brave, to be everything that their judgment craves. And I dream every night how I dream of a world free from pain, free of everything that gets in the way. But some days you lose yourself in all the stress, and it feels like when you're losing, more is less. When it doesn't go your way, what can you do? What can you say when at the end of the day you're left broken in shame? Trust your heart and you will find some peace of mind, 'cause at the end of the day life goes on. When your luck's run out on you, who will be there to see you through? And the pain's too much to bear, you're lost in your despair. When it doesn't go your way, what can you do? What can you say when at the end of the day you're left broken in shame? Trust your heart and you will find some peace of mind, 'cause you know it won't always go your way. What can you do? What can you say when at the end of the day you're left broken in shame? Trust your heart and you will find some peace of mind. 'Cause at the end of the day, no matter what they say, yes, at the end of the day, life goes on. Thank you very much.
Yay! Thank you so much. We will be hearing from Darin again after our community moment and coffee break. So now I would like to turn the floor over to one of our little humans in KC Oasis. Olivia Randolph has a pre-recorded community moment for us this morning, and her mom describes her as kind, smart, and delightfully sassy. So Julie and Olivia, I will turn over the floor to you and go ahead when you're ready.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having us. I know this is the first. I asked if we could do a video. As you might imagine, this delightful little human has not had a lot of opportunities for public speaking. We were in the kitchen one day and I said, Liv, we need to share what we learned with all of our friends. She says, well, what if we recorded it? I feel like that would make me feel better. So thank you in advance, Oasis and the board, for being flexible with our learning styles. And we have a little video. I will preface, this was my very first time ever editing a video, so it's a little choppy, but she's adorable, so it'll make up for everything. Okay, so Liv, you want to say good morning?
Hi,
Tell us really, really quickly, how old are you?
I'm 9,
You're 9, and what grade did you just finish completing?
3rd grade,
3rd grade, so next year you're going to be in
4th grade.
4th grade. Oh my gosh, I keep pushing on her head to make her stop growing. It hasn't been working. You know, if you have tips, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we are going to show you Olivia's video about what we learned in the kitchen. Okay, if you can give me a thumbs up if you can see Olivia's frozen video. Perfect. All right, here we go.
One day I was helping my mom and we were making some cowboy salsa and we started wondering, why do onions make you cry? I looked it up and we learned that there are 3 different types of tears: basal tears, emotional tears, and reflexive tears. Emotional tears are a protective film for your eyes. They cover your eyes and eyelids at all times. They lubricate the eye and eyelid too. Emotional tears wash away basal tears. So say one day you're crying because maybe you got hurt and stubbed your toe. That would be an emotional tear. And you would be crying and say your eyes got sore. Those are the emotional tears washing away the basal tears. So if you ever wondered why your eyes are kind of sore after you cry, that's why. Reflexive tears are tears that say you got dust in your eyes or you got allergies. That's what reflexive tears are. But also chemicals are reflexive tears, and that means that an onion can be kind of like a chemical. So that's probably why your eyes hurt. So back to our question, why do we cry tears when we cut onion? Why we have tears when we cut into onions, it's because a chemical rupture when you use a knife to cut into the onion, that makes it rupture, so it makes a gas, and that gas can sometimes get in your eyes, and that's what makes you cry. And solutions are, you can put it in a tub of cold water and cut it in there, or you could run it under cold water and cut it there. My solution was to put goggles on, so it still works. But those are ways that you can prevent the onion gases to get in your eyes. And that is what I learned about why onions make you cry.
Yay! Okay, good. Sorry, I'll turn off this thing. So thank you for letting us share that with you. I just thought that was kind of a fun thing we learned in the kitchen during kind of our at-home science class. And if you guys have any other questions about science things, feel free to pass them our way. And I have a little girl that would be happy to look them up and teach you about it. So we love learning about science and how things work and how are crayons made and why does Mentos make Diet Coke explode and all sorts of things. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we can answer them sometime at any point. So.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much. My recommendation for science experiment that is also tasty is using different amounts of baking soda and baking powder in while you're baking cookies or whatever, and see how fluffy, crispy, whatever they turn out. So maybe that can be your next experiment, and you also get to do some snacking in the process.
That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, we found a good recipe for a small batch of cookies, and that way it's like, oh look, there's 12 cookies and not like 2 dozen.
That is awesome. But thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you so much, Julie. I'm going to need more of those videos because that was amazing and you did such a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. So now we will, before our coffee break and before I hopefully don't mess up breakup rooms again, we have a few announcements. So here at Kansas City Oasis, we obviously value community a lot. And especially now during the pandemic when we aren't able to gather in person and celebrate our life events, I just want to take a moment to read through a list of people that have birthdays within the next week or who have had them in the last couple days. And then I have a couple of other celebrations as well that I would like to announce. So for birthdays, I have Lindsay, our merch goddess. Their birthday is on June 1st, tomorrow. Megan Lawrence's birthday was on May 29th. Joseph's birthday was also on May 29th. Amanda Worthington, June 4th. Michael Latham, today. Mary Lou Pick, the 29th of May. Jocelyn, today as well. And Jen Vienne, if I'm saying that correctly, hopefully, Jen Vienne Nelson is also tomorrow, I believe, because I forgot to put the exact date like a fool. So if you see them in a breakout room, say happy birthday to them, send them lovely Facebook messages, whatever, help celebrate their birthdays because that's what we're about. If you have any other birthdays, please drop them in the chat and I can announce them later. Or if your birthday is coming up by next Sunday, please also. Oh, her birthday is on the 29th. Thank you. Or was on the 29th. We also have a community member. Sarah Conrad is becoming a US citizen this upcoming week. So if you have her on Facebook or wherever you can reach out to her, please say congratulations. That is really, really cool. And we want to be able to celebrate that. And again, I just want to reiterate, if you have any celebrations like graduations, whatever, please pass them along to us so that we can celebrate them here as a community. So right now I'm going to put you all in breakout rooms for the next 10 minutes, pass along those happy birthdays, chat amongst yourselves. And then when we come back, we'll have some more music and then we will have a community discussion on our self-care during the pandemic. So I will see you folks in 10 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back. Hope everybody got to say happy birthday to at least one human that is having a birthday, not just randomly or randomly, whatever you're feeling. So right now I would like to invite back our musical guest for another song before we open it up to community discussion about self-care during the pandemic. Darin, whenever you're ready.
All right, get my microphone adjusted back up here. This is a song called Still. In the quiet of the morning, the sun breaks the sky. There's a hint of a whisper on the gentle breeze. Hear it as it dances on the corners of my mind. Only finds me when I learn to be still. The harder I look, the less I seem to find. The more I search for answers, the more questions arise. So tell me, what's the purpose? What's the secret so entwined? I can't hear it till I learn to be still. Learn to be still, leave everything behind. Learn to be still, free and resigned. Learn to be still and open my mind, but I still haven't learned to be still. Bombarded by noise from every direction, distractions and deadlines consume me. Why is it so hard to stop and find the time to sit and learn to be still? Learn to be still, leave everything behind. Learn to be still, free and resigned. Learn to be still and open my mind, but I still haven't learned to be still. The moment is fleeting, no matter how I try. All illusions of control are shattered. But then there's an answer, clarity of mind. But when I reach for it, it's gone. Learn to be still, leave everything behind. Learn to be still, free and resigned. Learn to be still and open my mind, but I still haven't learned to be still. No, I still haven't learned to be still.
Yay! Thank you so much. We will hear from Darin one more time at the end of our program. Before we move on to open community discussion, I would like to say happy birthday, belated happy birthday to Rob Meyer. His birthday was on the 18th of May. And in other exciting news, if you all remember, David Krampus came and did a community moment a while back. He is finally getting a brand new kidney from one of our very own. Amy Varney is the lovely donator. So if you see or whatever, either one of them online, please, please say something kind, because that is really awesome, Amy. I'm super excited for David, and that this is, I mean, this is how community works, right, guys? This is, yeah, this is fantastic. So thank you so much for doing that, and I'm really excited for you, David, to, you know, have a functioning kidney again. So right now I have some questions for you all, and let's see how this goes. So like I said before, this is our 5th Sunday. Usually we would be using this time to do a service project, and this Sunday we are going to talk about how we are taking care of ourselves and our community during the pandemic. And we will also be discussing a little bit about the current events that are currently happening surrounding racial inequality, and how we can support that with, not support inequality, but support those activists in our city that are protesting such. So with that, I will raise your hands or do whatever the little react thing is, the thumbs up, if you would like to answer a question, because I would unmute you all, but I think that would be pure chaos. So my first question to all of you is, what do you think will be the biggest change in yourself or your life due to current events? I mean, I can go, I will go first. So as many of you know, I am taking a teaching position with Teach for America. And as of right now, everything's a little bit up in the air on how we are going to teach and how we are going to learn to teach. So yes, Jim, I will unmute you shortly. So it's going to be a little bit hectic trying to learn how to teach online while also not having had that formal teaching experience first. So that is what I am dealing with currently.
Okay, sorry, my turn.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I've learned, my life hasn't changed a whole lot because I'm still working in the hospital, but is just, you know, trying to find, especially those days that I'm feeling good and I'm feeling, you know, communicatory, that's not a word, it is now, to other people, is just reaching out and checking in on those people, especially those people that I kind of get the vibe that like, oh, well, I'm strong and I don't need anyone to check on me. I'm like, I'm gonna check on you first. And just, you know, telling them like, hey, I'm thinking about you, you're on my mind, what's going on, can I do anything, can I send you like a stupid picture of, you know, my kids playing soccer terribly, just to reach out and touch other people's thoughts and minds with my thoughts and minds. I have more than one apparently. I feel like that's one thing. I know, I'm sorry, Nikki, I'm just on a roll today. That's one thing that I've changed a little bit, because normally I would see you all and give you stupidly ginormous hugs, and I can't do that right now. So I have to hug you with my brain hole. That's it. You like that, Nikki?
I don't think I've ever heard it described as a brain hole.
It's a brain hole. It's the hole where your brain lives.
Oh, okay. Just you mean the skull?
Sure, whatever. I don't really know. These things just happen, and I just go with it.
That's fair. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? I'm scrolling along through all your lovely faces. Amy, go ahead.
I was never a big goer outer to begin with. This guy kind of changed that, but I think we're probably going to be a lot more hesitant to be going out based on the uncertainty of ever getting this thing under control. And obviously now I've got to be extra careful about exposing myself to anything. I mean, not just COVID, but whatever else might be out there. So yeah, that's going to be a big shift for us because we love going and seeing bands and supporting our local musicians specifically. And yeah, that's a hole I think that's going to remain unfilled for a while.
So I guess I have two follow-up questions for you. Which bird is that talking to us right now?
Sorry.
And how can we as a community continue to support musicians? Because I know Jason a lot of times posts those, which I absolutely love seeing those posts and getting to see that the music is still happening. But if you can just elaborate on how we can continue to do that, how we can continue to support those artists in our community.
Okay, question one, it's actually multiple birds making noises. So you're getting Arlo, Pickle, and occasionally Quincy. They see something outside. It's probably a leaf. I don't know. So they get excited. And Jason has been really good about supporting the musicians through their Venmo accounts. Most of them have got some kind of contribution tip jar available virtually. And since that's what they really need, that's what he does. But they're just happy for an audience though. I mean, almost all of the musicians that we've watched have been like, I'm glad you're here. Give if you can. If you can't, just keep watching.
Well, it sounds like you need to let them out to get that leaf. And also, please keep posting those links. Please keep showing us those artists and keeping them on our radar, because I mean they're part of our community too, and that's a thing I really appreciate seeing on my timeline, and getting to, you know, check out that, and then also just check out from my brain for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, I will pose the question before we move on. Oh, nope, I've got David. Sorry. See, look, I'm just scrolling right on past you, bud. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just going to talk about how COVID is going to affect me directly. After my transplant, I plan on starting my own business, doing computer service. But the thing is, I'm going to be on immunosuppressants. So I'm going to be going to have to be super masked, super careful in every house that I go in. And I do plan on doing that, but I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for anybody again. So it's the way I'm going to do it. But I'm definitely going to have to be really cautious and mindful of all that, of how things transfer and how things get to different people and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to be mindful of that stuff. That's my big change is going to be coming up after COVID, or because of COVID.
How can we support you on that? Such as finding resources as far as to get like supplies, such as, you know, masks and gloves, or yeah,
I have all the masks and gloves because I've been on dialysis, so I have all of them. So I'm pretty good there. You know, when I get started, I know the community will help me get the word out that I'm actually going to be in business. It'll be a couple of months after the surgery, I'll start that up. So, and it's good. I'm going to try to do it casually, and I have the finances to do it casually for a while, so that's nice.
Well, and my side question as a former tissue harvester do you plan on asking to keep your old kidney in a jar?
They don't actually remove any kidneys. They just stick the third one in the front. Yeah, Amy's the one that gets the kidney removed. I'm gonna be lucky. I'm gonna recover like 10 times faster than her because they're just gonna shove it into me. They're just gonna stick, like, make a little hole, stick it in, and that's it.
That is a new thing I just learned. So
Yeah, there you go.
I'm glad I asked that question because I was just being a clown, and now I've gotten to learn
Yeah.
learn something new.
Yeah. I thought the same thing initially. I'm like, they're gonna have to take out my kidneys. And it's like, no, we're just gonna leave them. I'm like, okay.
Well, thank you for answering that question, and keep us updated on your business endeavor, and we will make sure to support you the best way our community knows how to.
No, I'm sure.
So with that, I have more questions. Hooray, questions for everybody. This goes back to the whole community. The next question is, how have you incorporated new health and safety guidelines into your everyday routine, such as wearing masks and gloves to the store, down to how much you sanitize during the day, or who you choose to interact with outside of your household? And again, just press the little raise your button on the oh goodness, I don't know where it is. People have been finding it. If not, just Sarah's mouthing words at me. I don't. Hold on.
I can't find a little raise your hand thing.
Okay, well, you can raise your hand in real life and I will get to you.
Oh, okay.
Did you have an answer to that?
Oh, I already typed it, but I'm just saying that I apparently had no idea how frequently I'm just rubbing all over my face constantly 24/7, I guess. So hopefully I will do that less. I really had no idea it was even an issue.
Just like pick your nose when you get home, Sarah. Yes, Melody. Sorry,
I was just gonna say, it's the first thing I do when I come home now is wash my hands, and I only used to wash my hands when I come out of the bathroom, before I eat, before I cook. And now there's a whole new level of, as soon as I come in the front door, set my stuff down, head to the bathroom and wash my hands. I'm also gonna say, I'm gonna hate my neighbors in my apartment complex more passionately, because I am literally the only one wearing a friggin' mask. And most of these neighbors I have some kind of underlying health conditions. There's a lot of people with diabetes, with edema, with some, and I'm the only one wearing the friggin' mask, and I'm healthy. And I'm like, I'm trying to protect y'all. So if you guys succumb, it's not my fault, but I've got gonna be carrying on. Nobody's gonna get Christmas cards from me in my building. That's all I'm saying.
Have you had any interactions, any discussions with your neighbors on to why they're not wearing masks?
Yes, I have. Just last night, in the community room downstairs where all the older guys like to sit together, they're like, we know each other. We don't need to wear masks. And I'm like, okay, y'all, did you go up to the supermarket up the street? Did you come back? Did you touch your mail or anything? Y'all, if you're going to be out and about, you should be wearing your mask. And they're like, I'm a cross between a Nazi and their mom when I try to point this out. And I'm younger than them and I have no right to actually be telling them what to do. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. But don't expect me to bake you guys goodies this Christmas, because no, just no.
That seems to be the response from a lot of people. When I was still working in the lab, it was, oh, well, I don't wear a mask while I'm here because we're around each other for 40 hours.
Oh, man.
And then the question comes, well, do you wear a mask at the store? Silence. So it seems to be a, sorry, my neighbors are drag racing down the street again. So it seems like a collective issue, putting that lightly, on why people aren't doing their part. Thank you for your answer. Anybody else want to answer that question? What have you done to incorporate new health and safety procedures in your daily life? Yes, Amy.
Just me again. I've been working this whole time and we have a mask on everyone procedure. They take our temperature before we're allowed in the building, which is, you know, that's all they can do really, because there's no way to screen people effectively beyond that without swabbing everybody every day. And I wear a mask whenever I go out into public, not when I'm walking around the neighborhood, but whenever I have to go to the store, whatever store, always with masks. I don't do the glove thing because the gloves are just going to carry the germs just like my hands. So I just wash my hands a million times, you know, when I come home, like Melody, and then just throughout the day as I work. And it astonishes me how many people don't wear their masks correctly. I mean, I got the feed bag thing. People are just kind of having it hanging around their chin. What's that going to do? Or crying that, oh, I can't breathe with the you can breathe with the damn mask on. You are not passed out dead on the floor. You can breathe. So people are being such babies about keeping me and everybody around them safe. It's just infuriating. But yeah, masks everywhere we go.
And hand sanitizer
Hand
that we
sanit-
bought from Tomstown.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not hard. It isn't hard. And the fact that so many people absolutely refuse to do this tiny little basic, slightly inconvenient thing, it's just infuriating. You know, you'd think it's a no-brainer, but apparently not. They all have brain holes.
Julie, I don't think you're ever going to live that one down, but
I will happily be the queen of the brain holes. I'm just saying, like, it could be a positive thing, it could be a negative thing, you know, whatever. Just don't be dumb. People use your brain hole, okay? Come on. And plus, I just love like making you speechless. That just really brings me joy.
Usually I have something ridiculous to say back, and I just don't this morning. So excellent work. Keep dropping your answers in the chat as well, if you don't feel comfortable unmuting yourself. And then also, if I'm just talking and we're answering other questions and you still want to respond to a previous question, that's awesome. So I'm going to move along to our next question. Since again, we usually take this Sunday to do something, a service project for the community outside of ourselves. So this next question is about what charities are you currently donating to? And if you can give us a quick plug for your charity and or charities that you are donating to or supporting to within our local KC community. I will pop this question in the chat as well. Just raise your hand if you would like to say those words out loud, and I will come unmute you. Yes, Jocelyn.
Got it. Sorry. Yeah, so I like to raise money for Exodus Cry. It's a organization that helps end human trafficking that's based out of Kansas City. They have been really helpful to me personally with a lot of different things. So I try to raise money for them every year if possible. Today's my birthday, and so I decided not to raise money for that organization this year because I could only choose one. But I'm also raising money for the National Suicide, that whole community, and you know, I've called in not because I was suicidal, but just because I was really overwhelmed and I didn't have anyone else I could call. And you know, they were there to take my call and to help me through whatever that day was. So if you guys are looking for places to donate to today, it'd be awesome for you guys to try to donate to either one of those organizations. With Exodus Cry, I was trafficked for a number of years out of my home. So it's just really, really important to me. They helped get me into someplace safe. They got me into good therapy and a residential program that was safe in Michigan. And you know, they were just incredibly kind, hands-on. They say that they're a religious organization, but I didn't ever feel like they were pressing religion on me or anything like that. So, you know, just, yeah.
That is, thank you for those suggestions. If you have links to them,
Yeah.
please feel free to drop them in the, well, please do drop them in the chat. And also happy birthday once again. I'm sorry we can't all be in person today to celebrate, but I'm glad you're on now.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
For me, I've been supporting the bailout funds around Kansas City. As I feel like most or all of you are aware of the protests that are currently happening against systematic racial injustice. So the bailout funds are helping to do exactly that, bail out social justice and racial justice activists and advocates from, you know, being arrested at protests, whatever's happening. So to me, that's very important because that is something that is happening in our community and are happening in communities across the country. So I suggest finding one of those, supporting them right now. That's my plug for a charity that I'm currently supporting. Yeah. Yes, Terry.
Hey, Nikki. My new favorite one is Oasis Pantry. And can you kind of give us an update on that, how we're doing?
Well, thank you for putting me on the spot this morning. Well, let's see. Let me check up on this. I know that we've had a few requests for food and monetary assistance. And we've had, once we've put out the call for those things, we've had community members in great abundance come out and supply those for the people that have asked. So those links are up on our private page right now. And for if you need assistance and if you are willing to provide that assistance, there's another form for you to fill out. And one of us board members will come and collect if it's something physical. We will come collect it from you and distribute it to the people who have asked. If it's monetarily, I believe you can donate directly through Simple Give, a one-time thing, and just earmark it in the notes as for the Oasis Pantry. And I would like to thank all of you so far for all of your support for this, for your own community members, and especially for Terry and several others who kicked us in the butt to get this going. It's super appreciated. And if you need the assistance, please use those links. That's why we are a community. That's what we're here for. And if you have the resources, please reach out and let us know that you're able to give those resources, and we can get them to the people that that need them right now. And Paul, I will get you some links. I should have had them ready to go this morning, but I spent a solid portion of my night checking in on a lot of my activist friends out in the KC area and elsewhere in the country. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share a charity cause that they are currently supporting or would like us to support? Is that a hand? Or you're reaching for a guitar. Okay. Yes, Jason.
Hello. As mentioned earlier, not necessarily 401c3 or whatever charities, but local musicians been doing some donating to their personal bank accounts. But politically, I've donated to Amy McGrath in Kentucky, who is going against Mitch McConnell to help unseat him. And then also for our own governor, donating so that we can have a change in that coming this November. So hopefully,
Nicole Galloway.
Yep, Nicole Galloway's campaign. So just doing a little bit of that too.
Wouldn't it be lovely if we could make that a reality? I, as an Oasis representative, I can have no political leanings, but I'm not saying I don't not support you, whatever. Yes, you understand hopefully what I'm saying. Awesome. Keep sharing your charities in the chat. And I have one final question for us and some resources along with how to support the current protests going on in this country. But before I do that, our last question is, the quarantine has been difficult for many of us used to being overscheduled and busy, who have had more time than usual to think and reflect on our lives and those who we care about. What changes that have occurred during the stay-at-home orders would you like to keep? Did I mute myself? My example would be just how I check in on people, just because I don't see people every day in passing, or because you know, I'm heading in the neighborhood or whatever. I've taken the time more or less to check in via sending a quick message or a text or a ridiculous meme, or even posting on social media, hey, like, today's wild, show me something silly about your day, or show me your kids or whatever. I would like to keep those things going, just because I feel like it makes me more aware of the people that I might not be passing in the street every day or at work, and making that I'm making that conscious effort to keep those connections. Sarah.
So there's two things really. One is before I was never home. I mean, I was literally never here. And I mean, I was always on the go. There was always something to do. I really have a hard time saying no to anything because I'm afraid I'll miss out on something great. So one thing is I slept for the first few days of quarantine. It's just like I slept and realized that I had really needed that. So one thing I think I'm going to keep is I'm going to try to at least 1 or 2 nights a week just be home and be at peace and rest up. That's one thing. The other thing is, sorry, this is right at the time my grandfather clock's going off. The other thing is that I've got a lot of really good friends that we always try to get together once a month, and then it never works out for everyone, and it's to try to go out to dinner with 10 people or whatever, it's always difficult. Well, so we've been doing like Zoom happy hours together, and it's been awesome. I mean, everybody can be there. You don't have to go anywhere. Nobody has to drive home. And so I think that's something that we'll probably keep up, is just virtual get-togethers. I think is something that we might probably add, and then still try to get together when we can. But it's just so much easier, and you still get to stay caught up with your friends and people that you've been kind of missing out on. So that's me. That's 2 things that I think that I will probably try at least to do that would have never happened had I not been forced to do it.
And I bet you have animals, right? I bet you they're happy that you're home.
One of them couldn't give a shit less, but the other one is turned into an absolutely needy thing. So it'd probably be good for him if I'm not here.
Well, I appreciate you telling it how it is in your household. So again, to restate the question in a more concise manner, is what aspects of the stay-at-home order or quarantine do you think you'll keep in your everyday lives once everything is open again? Yes. Wait, hold on. We have Jocelyn up. Birthday girl gets first go. Julie.
Oh, hey. So I am immunodeficient and chronically ill. So for the most part, my life didn't change all that much. What this really did for me was open up a lot more opportunities actually for me to connect with other people. Suddenly the world was able to experience what I was experiencing, going from being a very healthy, for the most part, individual to suddenly experiencing what it's like to have to stay at home all the time without much of an end in sight. And the way that the world, things that doctors and friends and everything have had said, it's just an impossibility. You can't be with us for whatever. It's, too much of an inconvenience or something like that. It suddenly wasn't, because the whole world was experiencing it. The comments about things like, you're so lucky to stay home, not have to go to work. and things like that. I think those are going to be a lot less now. You know, I think there's just sort of a whole new emphasis on empathy for people who are sick often, which has been, I don't really know how to put it into words other than just hugely, hugely encouraging. I love Zoom meetings. Who would have ever thought that Zoom would explode the way it did? I'd never heard of Zoom before all of this happened. And I really hope that there's a way to keep Zoom active after everybody else sort of goes back to normal normal life stuff, because it'd be great to be able to still continue to join people when they're out and about, or they're, you know, or Oasis for the days that I'm too sick to go or something. It'd be great to have it as an option to be able to still join. So I would love for that to continue. And also just that I hope people don't forget what it feels like, because really when you're staring at the same four walls every day, it gets really old. And I used to be such an outgoing person, and I was very rarely home. So getting slowed down to this extent has been a big learning curve for me.
Yeah. I think this has really given a lot of people a different perspective, which I really appreciate, especially as somebody who is an introvert, who finds it hard sometimes to leave home to do certain things. So being able to do online meetings or what have you, I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit more understanding after this.
Yeah, it really felt like it gave chronically ill people a voice. And I understand it from an introvert perspective as well. Over time, you sort of being forced to stay home after a year or so, you sort of become an introvert and you enjoy staying home. To be honest, I would really love to keep the contactless delivery of my food when I order it. It's so nice not to feel like anyone can judge me for answering the door to get like this huge meal that's just for myself, by myself. They don't know that no one else is here. So, you know, it's great. I really like that. I'd love to keep that as well.
Yeah, I am a fan of the contactless delivery just for the same reason. And also, like, if I haven't done laundry and there's a pile of dirty clothes by the door, I'm not just like, hey, look, there's all of my clothes I haven't done for like 2 weeks. Thank you so much again for answering. We're gonna wrap this up. If you would like to keep this discussion going on, you're more than welcome to stay on the channel afterwards and chat with each other about these questions. I've tried to post them in the chat just in case I was stumbling over words and didn't quite get what I was trying to say. So before we ask our musical guests to come on one last time, I would like to remind everybody that Oasis is a 501c3. We rely on your donations to keep things going. That's just how it works. And I will drop the donation links in the chat in a moment. You can text in a single time donation, or if you'd like to sign up as a monthly reoccurring donor, you can do that via Simple Give, and you can get to that through our webpage at kcoasis.org. And at the top, there should be a button that says donate, and you can get that set up. So for now, I'm going to turn it over to Darin one last time before we close it down for the day, folks. Thank you so much for sharing with us about how you all are keeping up with yourselves and your other humans through this pandemic. And yeah, take it away, Darin.
All right, thank you very much. Before I play this last song, I just want to thank you for having me out to play for you today. It's been a lot of fun getting to share some new songs with people, and you know, you don't get out a lot right now. So this last song is very, very new. I've been changing the lyrics up until last week, and I'm going to try something also new with it. I'm going to try to play a harmonica along, so we'll see how this goes. It's called No Business of Mine. She got up instead of down, took the long way around. She went everywhere she knew she could run. She ran far away from me. She made no apologies. She didn't owe anything to anyone. And it ain't no business of mine what she does in her free time. But you know she'll never feel that way about me. No, it ain't no business of mine. Yeah, it happens all the time. She's on her own, but she's better off without me. I was looking for her then in all the places she had been. But by the time I got there, she was gone. She didn't know what she would find till she found the world unkind. So she stood up and told the world, hey, bring it on. And it ain't no business of mine what she does in her free time. Yeah, I know she'll never feel that way about me. Yeah, it ain't no business of mine. Yeah, it happens all the time. She's on her own, but she's better off without me. I catch a glimpse out of the corner of my eye, so wrapped up in all the things I couldn't hide. Ain't no business of mine what she does in her free time. Now I know she'll never feel that way about me. No, it ain't no business of mine. Yeah, it happens all the time. She's on her own, but she's better off without me. She's on her own, but she's better off without me. Thank you very much.
Yay! Thank you so much. If you can drop your, if you have a Venmo or something, drop it in the chat. I know that we also owe you some money. We can talk about that later. So thank you so much for playing for us today, and thank you all so much for sharing sharing today during our self-care Sunday. And again, feel free to stick around and chat with people, and we will see you next Sunday.